What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a fun little duel for you guys to check out. This one is going to be a Yugioh Shokin Showdown, as we have ABC down here at the bottom. Although this is a little bit different of an ABC build, you can see he has a Cock-a-doodle-doo and his opening hand. This is a card that I believe in the OCG they kind of started when ABC were brand new. A lot of players were playing this, and then at the top he is obviously facing off against Fluffles. Still, for my money, probably one of the most explosive decks in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'd probably say like either Fluffles or Gishki in terms of just doing like raw damage. These are decks that can easily pump out like 50,000 damage. So let's go ahead and roll this. And again, this is more of it's an ABC deck, but it's not completely just like XC and Fusion based. As you see, he's actually going to go into Beret, and then he goes into Beret-O, and I believe he's going to probably get Strategist out. Yep, and that's going to go to defense mode. He's going to draw a card, and he gets Galaxy Soldier, which is cool because now he has 8 more stars. He summons another Beret-O, and then Beret's going to put it in attack mode. He gets another draw, and this is actually a pretty strong opening if your opponent doesn't happen to have any field clearing cards. I mean, if you just look at this board, clearly he has more than enough damage to game his opponent. But in addition to that, he has Dimensional Barrier, which is just, oh my god, if you play Fluffles, this is absolute death for you, especially considering that you really don't have any go-to Exceed plays in Fluffles. I mean, you need to be able to Fusion Summon, and then he has that backed up with a Treacherous Trap Hole. Now, if he is forced to use, obviously, the Dimensional Barrier first, then the Treacherous Trap Hole will become effectively dead. So let's see exactly how this is going to pan out, because it didn't actually go the way I thought it was. I thought that he'd flip over Dimensional Barrier and that would just pretty much be the game. I think maybe as he does rip the Dimensional Barrier, would you guys agree that maybe he used it a little too early? Because now I think the Fluffle player is doing the right thing. You can see he's kind of just trying to wall up. Like, if you're playing Fluffles right now, your job is to essentially, okay, don't get OTK. Your opponent clearly has enough damage on board to kill you, although him putting these monsters in defense mode isn't necessarily going to save him from taking damage, because obviously Beret can just put those monsters in attack mode and it could force its damage through. But I think that maybe he should have waited for him to use Polymerization, because then he would have gotten a free card. He still would have stopped the Fusion Summon, but I mean, I guess in the end, it's kind of the same. Keep in mind, again, his Treacherous Trap Hole is now turned off, so I don't know, man. Maybe he should have chained Treacherous Trap Hole too, but he's going to make Titanic Galaxy. I was like, okay, maybe the game's just over. He activates a copy of, I believe that was Transmodify, goes into Cyber Dragon, Infinity, and ABC Buster Dragon, absorbs the Fluffle Dog, and at this point, you're like, how is this game not over? This is 100% donezo, guys. Never, ever, ever sleep on Fluffles. He has that Dark Hole, but his opponent has 2 negates. I believe he's going to try and Fusion Summon. He goes for a copy of Kraken, and I think the Kraken is going to be used to bait out the Cyber Dragon Infinity, which obviously Cyber Dragon Infinity has to negate it, or otherwise he's just going to die. He uses the Fright for Fusion, and that was the mistake, as he gets Dark Hold, and unfortunately he locked his own, like he locked his field down, so he couldn't even use ABC Buster Dragon's tag out effect, so he effectively loses everything. Then he's going to go for Fright for Tiger, blow up the field, and then he gets Sabretooth. I think that's going to bring out Tiger, and at this point, yeah, the comeback is definitely real, and that is basically the game. Even if he didn't win that turn, he still had a copy of Ash Forehead in his hand, so if his opponent did happen to top deck something like a Union Hanger, that really wouldn't have done anything. And then if he somehow lost his field on top of that, he still had yet another copy of Fright for Fusion. So this was just a shorter duel, but one that had explosive plays on both player sides, and I like duels like that. If you're not going to have a whole bunch of back and forth, then at least have like really explosive back and forth that, you know, doesn't last quite as long, but it's still quite entertaining. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by giving the video a thumbs up. Also, let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching as always, and subscribe if you have not already.